All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Andrew Zimmerman here from the National Weather Service in Wakefield, going over looking at the weather here for the next week. As you can see here with the satellite and composite radar I have up here, we do have a cold front that's going to approach from the west today. You can see some clouds and showers moving across the mountains early this morning. We will be mild and breezy out ahead of the cold front today. That cold front will sweep across the area later this afternoon and evening, bringing some showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, and could be some locally gusty winds with those showers as well. But looking ahead here, we've got some active weather going on over the next week here, but it's going to be kind of a fairly progressive weather pattern with several cold fronts moving through the area. One thing I do want to point out here on the first slide, and you can get this from the email or the briefing we sent out, that our phone lines are still down. So we've got our office cell phone number there, and then of course we can be reached via email, the NWS chat, Slack, and our social media platforms. But moving into the weather here, the main highlights over the next week will be that cold front coming through later today, later this afternoon and evening. We'll have some showers, some embedded thunderstorms. High pressure returns tomorrow, but it's going to be breezy as the high builds in, especially across the eastern shore. We'll see the strongest wind gusts there during the day tomorrow. And then that area of high pressure kind of settles off to our southeast as we get into the day Saturday. So it's going to remain dry and breezy again during the day Saturday. Have a dry cold front Saturday night, followed briefly by high pressure on Sunday, but then another cold front will bring a chance of showers Monday. And then as we get past Monday out toward the middle of next week, it does look like we get high pressure building in with temperatures fairly close to seasonal averages. From some of the recent heavy rainfall that we had over south central Virginia last Sunday night, we're still seeing flooding along the lower Nottoway River at Sabril, and then also we see floodwater slowly moving down the Blackwater to the Franklin area over the next few days. On the marine side, we're looking at we have small craft advisories out ahead of the front, and then looking at gale warnings later tonight and early Friday morning. And we're also dealing with some marine dense fog off the eastern shore today. That'll likely lift as we get more so into the afternoon, but it looks like it sticks with us at least through early afternoon. There you can kind of see a broad overview what we're looking at the next week. Basically, a series of cold fronts. Main chances of rain are going to be later this afternoon and evening, and then in the Monday time frame. We're not looking at any severe weather threat today, just mainly the general thunder. However, any of these showers or embedded storms could produce some locally gusty winds. Rainfall wise, looking at generally in the 10th to half an inch range, so it is going to be kind of locally variable rainfall amounts. Could be some amounts in excess of half an inch. That'd be particularly kind of from central Virginia across the northern neck to the Maryland eastern shore, based on some of the latest data, is where we could see some of the locally higher amounts. It will be breezy over the next few days. The winds will be strongest on Friday, looking at some gusts of 35 to 45 miles per hour over the eastern shore, 25 to 30 farther inland. On the marine side of things, pretty good at likelihood of gusts in excess of 34 knots. Again, that would be late tonight into early Friday morning for most of the marine area. Obviously lasting longest over the Chesapeake Bay and the coastal waters of the Atlantic. But after tonight and early Friday morning, we probably will see other rounds of breezy conditions, potential small craft conditions across the Chesapeake Bay as we go through the weekend and into early next week. You can kind of see here our peak gusts up 35 to 40 knots. Going to see wave heights of, at least 5 to 7 feet locally higher offshore, and then 3 to 5 foot waves in the Chesapeake Bay. Looking at the river flooding situation, we see we're kind of right at moderate flooding at Sabril. We'll see that slowly fall off over the next couple days, eventually falling below minor thresholds. Looks like during the day Saturday. The middle graph there, that's the Blackwater above Franklin, and then the next one is the Blackwater down in Franklin. So you can see at least above Franklin, looks like it's going to rise above flood stage. Probably as we get more, probably by tomorrow morning, later tomorrow morning, and then cresting during the day Saturday. And then looking right in Franklin itself, potentially getting near minor flooding as we get out toward later Saturday night, Sunday morning time frame. Saturday, as far as looking at any potential issues with any elevated fire weather conditions, it's probably during the day Saturday after we've had a couple days to dry out. However, some areas, especially eastern Virginia, northeast North Carolina, southeast Maryland, have had a good bit of rainfall recently, so that will be a mitigating factor, and also the additional rainfall we'll see today. Drought-wise, we have seen some relief, but still have some areas of D1 hanging on. Portions of the northern neck and southeast Maryland and northeast North Carolina, kind of down toward the northern shore of the Albemarle Sound. Looking ahead to next week, we see temperatures looking generally near normal, especially as we get middle of next week into the following weekend, and kind of near to above normal precipitation chances. So in conclusion here, kind of a fairly progressive weather pattern, especially to end the week here over the weekend and into early next week. Looking right now, best rain chances we have are later this afternoon into this evening, and then again Monday. We'll see kind of dry, breezy conditions developing Friday and into Saturday. We have the river flooding we're dealing with, the lower portions of the Nottoway and Blackwater rivers. And then we've got small craft advisories today, gale warnings tonight over the marine area. So with that, I will go ahead and conclude, and I will be happy to take any questions anyone may have.